weirder. We're going to bust out the unique strategies. Maybe even go like full Gale Force with the, the Zul'jin Vikings approach. Who knows?
Yeah, there's so many things I want to talk about for Team 8, but let's go to the Battleground pool first for HGC and see where the first battles will be taking place. That will influence our conversation and draft, of course, a lot. Now, Superstars have banned out Cursed Hollow. Team 8 banned Dragonshire, and Superstars picked Towers of Doom.
It's a place to pull out the cheese. The variations of it could be pretty drastic compared to some of the other maps because the map mechanic itself works in a very unique way. The drafts themselves do on top of it, and also, how can you really catch your opponents off guard? The most popular one that's kind of come to the front has been the Stitches Medivh. I don't think that's going to be the case that we see here. But it could be one. And Medivh is something that Team 8 has been running so fluently that it's going to be harder to contest that.
Superstars have run Stitches Medivh before on Towers of Doom. They've also liked Viking strategies in the past too. So Team 8 needs to be on their toes here going into this draft, especially since Superstars in picking this Battleground are in the second pick position. So they can get 2 picks, go into the second round of bans, and then in the next rotation really surprise Team 8.
And then we see the ban onto the Ragnaros there. Team 8's been prioritizing that very high, whereas Superstars, on the other hand, have, not been prioritizing it so highly. Tassadar is going to be locked in, so now we know there's the Tassadar. You already got to think, what is Glaurung's hero? With Tassadar picked up, that pulls away from the Medivh, so it's either going to be more of an Illidan style comp or it's going to be a Tracer one. So the Vala de Haka response on the side of Superstars, I expect it to be just an insta-lock Tracer here, unless they feel comfortable, moving down to the Illidan on the back half, forcing a ban on the side of Superstars.
I wonder if it will be Tracer and then Diablo. Team 8, along with a heavy emphasis on Ragnaros, has been also placing that same kind of influence on Diablo more than a lot of other teams even, and it is understandable why. I think that Justing's Diablo might have been the most impressive for me out of every Diablo in North American Heroes of the Storm, and his stats prove it. He had the highest KDA of any warrior, and now of course I was kind of looking at Equinox. It's hard to tell with Gale Force Esports, but out of every warrior, looking at the rest of North America.
Yeah, he had a very impressive performance, and I would agree. His Diablo was by far the most impactful for his team out of anybody else. But 15 seconds here is going to be winding down. Are we going to see them move into the Tracer direction or in fact pulling away? There it is. And now is it the Diablo to pair?
Also could be Malf. Malfurion seems to be Bud's favorite. We have to remember that, like Collusion, Bud's role swapped to go onto Team 8, going from ranged flex to support. So probably so far has some more comfortable picks, and Malfurion is definitely one of them.
Yeah, and with the Malfurion pick, it makes them more comfortable to be banning out the Brightwing, which is not only a response to the Tracer, but then also having the fact that Brightwing globals on Towers of Doom is always a heavy focus. So I do like the fact that we see them going with the Malfurion there, having the Tassadar as well. Everything is working out here for Team 8 so far, whereas the Vala was the deny there, solid pickup, and then the Dahaka as well to have those globals. So you see ETC ban out for Superstars, and they don't. They ban out the Zarya instead. They aren't even afraid of the Brightwing.
Superstars also love Vala. They've picked her in almost every single one of their games they've played so far throughout their last 2 series. Both of these teams in their past series took out No Tomorrow. Superstars also beat Team Freedom. I loved, apparently Iacona tweeted that he was glad that they played Team Freedom last week and not the version of Team Freedom that just beat Gale Force Esports. That's an understandable tweet to want to put out. And then Team 8 took down B-Step in another upset that we thought we were seeing. But again, Team 8 had just such an impressive opening week.
Yeah, and then they were successful against other teams, right? Whereas B-Step also continued to struggle, showing that Team 8 was on the rise here, as Superstars both were just very successful here in week 1. So where are they going to be going here? Superstars solo Dahaka is probably not going to be the route with Zarya removed. They got to be looking for something else with ETC removed. So do they go with, okay, Tyrael is going to be the choice. And then what is the backup here? Just a Rhaegar and then wait it out? Yep, they're going to go that direction. All right, so now Team 8 has to be considering what warrior choice they want. Diablo is still available this deep into the draft. And with so many removed, it seems the most reasonable for them to go into the Diablo route. But do they run it with another backliner? And if so, is it going to be, a Tychus? Is it going to be a Falstad? I think I might like the... Yeah, it would be false. I would like him on Falstad and the global for this map. I think would make the most sense.
Actually, no. You know, it could be either. Yoda has played Tassadar before, and I think it was with a Tracer composition specifically, but so has Hosty. So they can flex depending on that, and Falstad would help with the global versus Dahaka. Yeah, so I love that pick. But Tychus, instead, having some more damage for the team fights.
It's got to be the Diablo, right?
I would think so.
I can't imagine. I feel like I'm missing a pick if it's somebody else. With Dahaka, Tyrael, ETC, and Zarya all off the table, and Artanis, Varian, in fact, is going to be the choice here. Going insanely pick-oriented composition here for Team 8 over their opponents. And with the Tyrael, with the Rhaegar, you know, over maybe a Brightwing selection here for Superstars, I can't help but feel like that's a little risky. And then the Lili. Oh, she comes out.
First Lili in HGC North America, probably not the last. I actually thought that we would have Lili way sooner than now, to be honest.
From Superstars or from any team?
Just from a team in North America. Like Tip of Storm, maybe. They've had a lot of Lili picks, at least last year. Lili, of course, to counter Tracer. Lockdown, it kind of makes me think like maybe Team 8 is testing Superstars. Superstars have been at their weakest whenever they get behind. So maybe if Team 8 can get this lockdown and start the train of getting kills enough, if they can get ahead of Superstars, then maybe Superstars themselves will lock up.
Yeah, it's, oh man, that the Lili pick.
Ready for adventure!
No, I'm not. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. They're going to be able to try and survive the initial burst and then have the sustain in the long run with the double support. It could work out. Over the shrines, especially isolated shrines, which now that also forced the Varian pickup over all the other warriors. That made their comp very pick oriented. The Lili is not only makes that even harder to do, not only just to confirm the kill, but if they fail, there is very little shot that they have it being successful over a singular fight, 5 versus 5.
I'm wondering what the combo of heroic abilities will be. Icon used Bloodlust before, so if it'll be Bloodlust plus Jug of 1,000 Cups, if Water Dragon is the case for Lili, I see your face and I don't want to know.
I would like to see Ancestral with Water Dragon is, I think, the route that I would like to see. Because Varian, no matter who is on the front line, minus Tassadar, they're all vulnerable to a Water Dragon, minus the Tracer, who should be able to dodge it relatively easy, but everybody else should be pretty vulnerable to it, and then Rhaegar with a sustain, but maybe not. I just think that Jugs is going to be too easily interrupted. There's no value out of that. And the Water Dragon pressure onto a weak front line like a Varian, especially if he doesn't take reflecting damage at 4, which we haven't seen yet, is most likely going to be the best route here.
Well, the players are ready, so let's get into this series. Game number 1 between Team 8 and Superstars.
So here we go. On the left-hand side, in fact, is going to be Superstars. With the unique composition, that's going to be Iacona there on the Rhaegar. Srey is always going to be filling out the warrior role. Faye is stuck to that Vala so tightly here at HGC so far. Goku on the Dahaka, and Hosty, in fact, is the one ready for adventure.
I do love Goku's Dahaka. In the red, the members of Team 8. Buds playing his staple Malfurion. Justin will be the one playing the Varian looking for lockdown. Yoda playing Tassadar this game. Playing Tracer will be Glaurung, of course. And finally, Prismaticism will be playing Tychus.
Prismaticism onto the Tychus, and so already the Varian level 1 there is going to be what we've seen most of the time, being the Lion's Maw, focusing onto the Q, getting the increase slow. And everything else is pretty much exactly kind of actually what you'd expect, except for Tychus going Combat Tactician. Basic attacks are going to reduce the cooldown of his run and gun. Interesting choice.
What's up with these Tychus picks?
You know, it's actually, I don't know.
That is, there are 3 options there for Tychus at level 1, and again, the least likely to be seen. First would be increasing basic attack range, then maybe if it's a globe-oriented battleground, to be able to get globes so you can increase range, movement speed, but that one just having run and gun up, I guess, as much as they can in case Dahaka comes in. I'm not sure, but we'll see how that's going to work out for Tychus.
As for the Lili build, for those of you at home that are curious about this one, it's going to be Gale Force, which is going to be blinding wind damage increased by 50%. You know, I expect it to be a very skirmish-oriented Lili with a blind talent later on to be able to try and aid with Glaurung, but for the most part, it's going to be, you know, how can she be this pseudo DPS to be able to aid the team?
Not only Tracer, but Tychus, that will affect him too. Is that what Gale Force Esports is named after?
I hope not. I don't know. That's a good question. Either way, the Lily level 1, it seems like such a weird way to pick it. It'd be like, pick a hero, pick their level 1 talent, and it's like, that is, in fact, what I am going to consider my esports organization, like Pulse Strike Esports. I'm starting it.
Pulse Strike. Did you just quickly
I
hover
just
over
picked
one level 1?
We'll go with another one. We could be
Combat
Primal
Tactician
Aggression.
Esports.
Primal Aggression. This is beautiful. Keep it coming.
We should probably talk about the video game. Since there is Alter's section, Goku's going to drag in Glowering, who has to blink away. Posty's coming in for the denied 2. Down in the bottom, it looks like Rhaegar will be able to pick up that particular one. Yes, so it is going to be trading out.
Oh, Glowering actually missing the pulse strike there. That is huge for his team. So the channel has already happened for Superstars down below, and because Glowering was not there to be able to confirm the kill, in fact, they're going to see everybody Bud's backing out, getting the channel. Goku's going to pick this up. And a small advantage for Superstars for now.
Justin Glaurung starting to hop in, looking to see if they can throw down some damage on Srabe, but both teams backing off to make sure that they can keep up with their soak. Slight experience advantage for Team 8. And I'm looking at all the talents. Everything seems pretty standard. Goku standard for sure, getting at level 4 again, having stealth once he comes out of burrow. But the fight's happening over these sappers, and Faye is way over on the other side in trouble. Justin trying to jump on top of her, but Faye stays alive. Glowering now diving into the back. He'll die too. And a quick 2 kills and a sapper camp for Superstars.
Ever wonder what it feels like trying to kill somebody into a double support, or into a double support? Because I think you just witnessed it. Faye, as deep as she possibly could go, but with, you know, having the Rhaegar, having the Lily, the blinds, the heals, everything about it, and Tyrael as that pseudo support as well. They have so much to be able to deal with what Teammate has managed to make happen so far. And again, that comes down to the composition that Teammate drafted into, especially with the Varian. That only made it so much more pick-oriented here. So we'll see if that's going to work out, as they don't even have globals, whereas you see, obviously, the Dahaka is going to have one. So later as this game goes, it seems like Superstars is only going to get stronger.
Lily picked Mass Vortex too, so that is increasing the number of people who get hit by blinds. And Teammate's going to struggle with being able to put damage on Superstars. They have to hope that they can sustain through, especially once Tassadar gets Kala's Embrace and that he can free shield the members of Teammates so they all go into the fight. But the next Alter phase is ready. Both teams almost getting their level 7 talents to head into it.
The most important thing here, if you are Teammate, to be looking for is actually just killing Hosty on the Lily, just looking to be able to get that heart engage onto her, ignoring kind of Faye with the mobility. Hosty's passive is going to be able to obviously help him out, but more than anything, it's just going to be getting onto him, and it's got to be very efficient with that. As Justin is already taking a lot of damage. Glowering goes very deep, ends up missing the pulse bomb. Faye's going to be able to walk out of that DPS. Goku putting so much harasser onto Justin. Beautiful cleanse coming out from Iacona as well. He gets the burrow, and he's going to be able to make it out for now.
There is a double cleanse composition. I've never seen that for Superstars. Justin dives back in and takes out Lily, and finally they do just what you wanted them to do, which is take Lily out. The altar is still up for someone to start channeling. Superstars probably are just going to have to give them up. They do have some ways. Nice job by Prismaticism not taking the Hungering Arrow over to Yoda, and that does allow Teammate to pick up this altar.
So now with the double cleanse composition that is happening, the main focus is going to be baiting out one and then hard engaging onto the other for Teammate. Any opportunity where, you know, you see you can force the cleanse onto Lily because, you know, Lily can't cleanse herself. That means that Rhaegar's is going to be down. The minute Rhaegar's is down, hard engage on Rhaegar.
A logic puzzle in the middle of team fights.
Yes. It's probably not the easiest route there. Goku getting caught out. This is exactly what Team 8 needs, excuse me, to be successful here in this game. So far, so good. I do think this is going to get weird. If the game goes dead even up until 13-16, then I think Superstars is really going to pull ahead. But if Teammate can really make that happen from here until then and snowball like a 1-level lead, then they should be comfortable even into a double cleanse, double support.
It'll help a lot too once Teammate gets taunt at level 10, because that's another way that they can lock someone down, plus giving Varian more health. So the Tracer, or the Tassadar and Malfurion combo can focus more on the members of the of Tassadar and of Tracer and Tychus.
When it comes to the damage charts, Lily sitting right on top there, 9,000, almost 10,000 for the team.
Yeah, her early game damage is always good.
She's actually one of the best laners in the game, as long as you just have to go blow for blow with her. It's terrifying. She used to be such a monster. Either way, though, we do see 2 more shrines are going to be spawning. 10 is already picked up for Team 8. And they've almost got enough experience lead here. So if Superstars doesn't manage to get 10 properly and engage very well here, Teammate is about to be able to snowball here with Glorong on that Tracer.
Pulse bombs ready, quantum spike achieved. So once Glorong is able to land one of those pulse bombs on somebody, that will chunk down their health pretty significantly. Both altars are up. Buds is going to be channeling here on the bottom. They've got Tassadar and Tychus just trying to delay up into the mid too. But heroic abilities are here now for Superstars too. Ancestral healing and Globe, Jug of 1,000 Cups. So just mass healing is the idea of the strategy of Superstars.
Yeah, and the Dragon Laser was used and burnt. Goku's already got adaptation. There's going to be the taunt now. Glorong moving on to the backline phase in a tough spot, giving them the parting gift. And everybody keeping alive there as Jugs is just dropping onto everybody. Rain of Vengeance and Ancestral still available here. All the heroics, except for Laser on the side of Teammate as Bud starts the channel. Goku's in a bad spot. The grenade is not going to be there to confirm the kill, but Iacona, the pressure from Glorong. Either way, Buds finishes the channel, and that's going to be 32 health on Teammate's core, whereas Superstars sitting at 24.
So Superstars have, in theory, a composition that just can't die, right? They've got Jug of 1,000 Cups, adaptation to Ancestral Healing, and yet Teammate are fine to keep the fight going too. They have Tracer and Tassadar and Malfurion who can heal for a very long time too.
It's a unique problem that exists, right? So in the world of double support, you should have, let's say in a simple world, double the healing, right? So you should be able to then be able to out-sustain your opponents. The problem is if your opponent, your trade-off by picking that second support is legitimately crippling your damage by that margin, then it doesn't matter. In the end, the double support will actually not be able to out-sustain, purely on the fact that their damage output is so low that the healing is irrelevant.
Teammate to steal away some sappers, and a pulse bomb gets another kill for them. Glorong taking out Rhaegar. And Teammate are hoping that they are able to push in. Another pulse bomb goes down. Nope, actually that was just roots by Buds. And another kill for Teammate. Should net them if they can start bringing down these minions, the sappers. Hopefully some damage onto this bell tower.
Shout out to Justin there, though, for being able to save his team in the middle of that drag, confirming the kill, dropping the taunt, and Teammate now is in such a pretty position here. We have the composition that they want. They have gotten a big enough lead that I'm pretty sure they're going to be all right here. And sadly, the Lili approach is not working out too far.
More altar spawns. It's just going to be one this time, but Teammate are looking to have 16 or 13 for that fight. They're almost there. Taunt comes in now, 2 pulse bomb. Nice force wall just to ensure that Sray can't get back behind, and Teammate pick up another kill just in time for an altar.
Yeah, Prismaticism there with the grenade, confirming it. 10 seconds on the spawn. It's probably not going to be anything that Superstars are going to be able to stop here, so 4 more shots probably going over. Dahaka is looking to get the sappers on top, though. Some counter pressure, which is very much needed here. That is a huge drawback to the composition that Teammate has. It's just, you know, no wave flare. But their skirmishing is so good, and the wave flare isn't really that big of a problem, at least not yet. Justin goes in. There's going to be the taunt. Pulse bomb is not going to land. Hosi is stuck in that position, though, with the root. Force wall as well. He ends up falling here.
There's a pulse bomb on Fade 2. Glorong gets it. Parting gift. Goes right back out with recall. And Teammate just constant kills. It can't. The double support isn't doing anything for Superstars to keep him alive.
No, again, it's such a risky strategy that we see coming out from Superstars, but it was an innovative approach. It still may have an opportunity, again, as the game gets later. I do think things will get a little bit easier for them. But opting into the double support heroic, if you will, going with the Jugs versus the Ancestral. I felt like somebody had to go offensive there to have enough damage output to be a threat, especially when you have Sanctification. Your Warrior has no hard CC, nor damage ults. Same with, even Dahaka. Everybody went defensive except for Vala, which she just has no other option. And it's really showing when it comes to these team fights.
Justin's keeping all the members of Superstars here. Now Glorong's going to dive in too. Has to use Parting Gift to get back, so recall is down, but so is the drill. Drag goes to pull Justin back in, but Goku has to use adaptation just to stay alive. Ancestral's still here too, so is Jug of 1,000 Cups if needed.
Wow, that cleanse. Barely going to be able to keep Glorong alive, and they're going to be able to back out. Those bell tower is now just going to spawn. The sappers instantly got to convert over there. 3 shrines have spawned. Is this going to... Oh, if Goku went down there, that would have been so bad for Superstars.
What's nice for Superstars is that teammate aren't 16 just yet, and the altars are about to activate. So they can try to find a fight, especially if teammate splits up to try to get their altars. It is Buds who's in the top, so all of the members of Superstars are trying to dive in, especially knowing that Dahaka can brush talk in and look for a drag.
Yeah, the channel has been completed here. Dahaka has ended up making his way back to look to burrow soon. This might be a moment here for Superstars. The taunt goes in. Justin ends up getting dragged there. Do they have enough damage? Sanctification is dropped. Justin barely. No, he's going to go down. Jugs is going to be popped there by Hosty as he keeps everybody alive over time. You know, it's like, what is even in Jugs? You know, is it tea? Is it healthy tea? Is that how you restore everybody's health?
Yeah, healing brew.
Healing brew?
So it's got to be some sort of tea, I would think.
But when Chen has brew, it's alcohol. But when it's her, it's...
No, that's tea too.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
Okay. Either way, though, this is the moment. This is the, I guess not so much the moment, more than just the level, the part of the game where the composition on the side of Superstars actually really could start coming back. They haven't lost so much that there's not a chance. I expect a teammate to be able to snowball with their composition a little bit harder. So if 16 is going to be achieved and not too much pressure is going to be onto the map, I do think that Superstars has the opportunity to come back post 16.
It was importantly that Superstars did get the kill where they did to get 2 altars too, so they're not so far behind that they're having to make risky decisions. And here comes Goku with the drag. Buds has to use Cleanse to get Prismatic's out. They're not out of the dark yet. Buds jumps in to hit Twilight Dream, and now he's the one who's in trouble. Goes into Ice Block. We've got Drill. Goku goes for a burrow, has adaptation too, so he's going to heal all the way back up. Buds goes down. Goku is going to maybe drag Prismaticism back too. They'll settle for the 1 kill on Buds.
Was Root used very early on? It had to have been. Just the fact that Root wasn't dropped any turn for the Twilight. Either way, that pick-off here is exactly what Superstars needs if they're going to be able to come back. Dahaka is going to keep that global pressure onto the map. And that, again, is the major selling point, is that these snowballs... Oh, goodness. Goku, under pressure. Adaptation is on cooldown. Excuse me. Icona's there. There's going to be the Ancestral. And also Hosty. So they've got all the support they could possibly want in this scenario. Drag's not going to be able to be enabled either.
Last going to jump in, throwing damage. He's got Pulse Bomb if he wants to use it. He sees health bars getting low, but Stray, not necessarily the ideal person you want. Although with Quantum Spike, it can get through his health bar pretty quickly. Another altar phase is about to start. Teams even on the talent tiers. This could be very good for Superstars. And with being about 10 core health down, they really want to try to get both of these.
Yeah, and the Holy Ground split was not going to be enough. It didn't force the Sanctification, though. Pulse Bomb was ended up used during that skirmish, so we'll see who ends up going. There goes the taunt combo onto Sray. Sanctification will end up landing. Everybody is there. Jugs is going to be popped as well. Buds confirms the channel. Nobody there to interrupt, and it costs Sray his life to try and make that happen. Dahaka confirmed the shots, so a 1-for-1 trade, or excuse me, 1-for-0 trade here for teammate, and the shots going dead even.
It's better for teammate, though, that those shots do trade out. It's 22-11, and getting a kill on Tyrael means that there's no Tyrael, no Sanctification, although it was used in that, and teammate can get more aggressive knowing that. So they're going to go steal away the Sappers from the side of the battleground for Superstars, and maybe look to take out a bell tower. But in the top, ever vigilant on his murking duties is Goku, getting the top Sappers again.
He's got it. Don't worry. He's got it, boys. He's going to get that pressure in, and that might be enough to confirm the bell tower up there.
Right.
If so, that is a huge window for Superstars, again, because their wave clear is so much more dominant, to try and just cycle the map. There's no way that their opponents can keep up with them except for confirming kills. Here in the mid, if they get this defense, this would be absolutely colossal. Superstars, Rain of Vengeance, there's going to be a huge Holy Ground splitting 3. Nobody's focusing that sidewall, and it looks like Prismaticism might be going down as Buds ends up popping the Twilight Dream, and Iacona ends up dying. Same with Stray.
Tyrael's going to jump on top of Prismaticism. That'll take down his health bar, but Glaurung and Prismaticism have barely stayed alive this entire time. There goes the Justing dive once again. Volley gets taken out. Glaurung's body blocking as Tracer and Dahaka gets taken out as well. 4-for-0 in a bell tower just in time for an altar. Team 8 now starting to run ahead of this game.
Yeah, it is now hit the point where it's going to be very difficult. With that 20 talent tier going to be threatened, the bell towers are now slowly going to be converted as well. The snowball outside of the skirmishing is slower here again for Team 8, just no pressure onto the map. But they have confirmed so many kills here that they have really not too much to be able to worry about, as the Shrine is now going to be spawning. I expect them to pick it up here before Prismaticism does work on top. That is in fact going to be the case. So 5 shots moving over. 6 HP remains here on Superstars core and 20 talent here for Team 8.
Yeah, it would have been nice for Team 8 to be able to get the top bell tower, but with all the members of Superstars working on mid, it was at least guaranteed that they could get the 5 more shots. 6 to go. Boss is a possibility, but not while everybody is up. At least Team 8 do have the 20 talent to your advantage, so if they can get 1 or 2 picks here, it could be a place that they try to lay a siege. There's also sappers in the bottom, so Superstars know that somebody from Superstars will have to defend their teammate, can use that maybe to their advantage to start looking at the boss.
The double camp there. Goku obviously is looking for the response variant, and Tychus now already going to get it started off here. That's only going to be 4. Lasers even used here, even though it doesn't seem to be contested for now. Glong is doing a very good job making sure Sray and friends can't move forward. And this is going to be a boss here for Team 8. Again, Glong though getting caught out. Good shielding. He's going to be just fine here.
In fact, using Pulse Bomb drops him down because Madison jumps forward, so does Justing. Ancestral Healing, that is a great win for Team 8.
Yeah, drop Cleanse too. Everything for Iacona is really going to be on cooldown now. 2 HP remains. Where are we going to see Team 8 wait it out till the next map objective or try and force the advantage here with the top sappers and having 20? It's probably in their best interest to move that direction just because, again, anytime your opponents, can't fight on that 20 talent tier, it's usually a big win. And I don't think Superstars is going to have the time, especially with the sapper camp. It's going to force Goku to respond. He's going to have to burrow to be able to force the fight, and I don't know if they're going to have 20.
Nobody to soak for 20. They're desperate to get it in mid. You see 3 members of Superstars there, but they're going to have to start heading up because they can't give any altars back from now. Team 8 are moving into position to let Buds channel their safe altar. They have Force Wall, they have dives. Sray has to dive, in fact, far forward. Cleanse is going to help him out. He has Hardened Shield too, doing everything he can to get that first stall.
Yeah, and Glorong is actually just flanking the backline, just casually walking in and eating a lot of his HP. Buds starts the channel. Will he be able to get it? In fact, he will. That's going to be 4 shots moving in, and that is it. GG, Team 8, very convincing fashion, sticking to their guns and getting game 1.
That was a strange game.
That was a Tracer pick comp that didn't get so many right out the gate, because I think it was strange purely on the fact that you saw double support. Because team fights do seem insanely weird. It's almost like a Medivh with a traditional support, but the only difference is not the crazy portals to be enable major plays, and then they just don't do as much damage as Medivh, nor enough CC. So it looks weird because you're like, so many healing cooldowns are going off, and then you look at the health bars and you're like, how are these lower than the other side? And again, it's the trade-off of damage output. You have to be able to compensate for negating the initiation, and then you need to make sure you have enough CC to be able to turn around and confirm a kill, and they just didn't have that. Yeah,
especially with Glaurung. He would get low, but in the amount of time that it took to get low, he could recall out and generally get a kill with Parting Gift, so that was the difference for them. And they had all the tools at the end to zone away and let Buds pick up the final altar needed. But we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have game number 2 between Superstars and Team 8.
I was told this suit would be my prison. Suits me just fine. Been called a lot of things. A renegade, an outlaw. Guilty as charged. Makes life exciting. You never know who or what will be on your side. So when the Nexus King called it, there was only one thing to say. Hell. It's about time. This meat